Okay, hi everyone. So, we're back on this episode again. It's regarding marriage issues, and that's the topic. So, I have with me here someone. She's an FYB BSc chapter, and her name is Mrs. Lillian Omateyi. Ma Lillian, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So, we are still discussing this issue of a man getting married to his wife, starting life from the scratch, and when they finally made it, this man drives his wife away with children and then brings in another woman to replace his own wife. So, the opinion on this is, what should this woman do to be able to take care of herself and her children? Because life has to go on. Yes, despite all the odds and everything, life still has to go on. She has to live for herself and for her children, most especially. It's unlike women to abandon their children like that and just go away. Alright, so she needs to do something to be able to live well for herself and for her children. Every disappointment, they say, is a blessing in a way. Yeah, so sometimes that could just be a way for you to, have self-realization, pursue your own dreams, although it doesn't come easy. It comes with a cost. But if you keep consistency, you'll make it through. All right, so I have here with her, and then I'll be asking her a few questions, and then she will tell her own opinions too. So, Lillian, you're married?
Yes, I'm married
Okay. You've been married for how long now?
for 10 years.
10 good years. I
Yes.
bet you this is someone who has something to offer. All right, so you've listened to the story. It's quite unfair actually, but these things, they happen, real life, and they are even rampant these days. Okay, so in this scenario, and before it gets to the level of the woman being thrown out of the house, she must have gotten the red flags. All right, we are women, we are so sensitive to issues. So before this finally hits the level of you being thrown out, you must have had the red flags. This is where this thing is going to lead you to. And so right from the home, your own home, you ought to start making plans, preparations, so that when that day finally comes, you know what to do. You'll not be left in, oh, yes. And there are certain things you can do to be able to live up. So, Lillian, what can you tell a woman in this situation to do? What would be your opinion on, the things she ought to do to be able to live for herself and her family and her children? Because she has children's school fees to pay, she has their well-being there, she has their feeding and all that, clothing and all that. So how would she get the resources or the means to be able to do all this for her children?
Okay. As a married woman and with children, your happiness did not rely only on your husband. You also have your children that can also make you happy. If you now discover that your husband is trying to throw you out and you have nothing to do about it, you don't have money, you don't have any business or work to do, the best thing is for you to start struggling. You have to struggle for the sake of your children to earn a living, because you have a huge tax ahead of you. You have children's school fees to pay, as you have said. You have to feed children, so you cannot just leave those children to starve. You have to do something as a mother. You have to go out there to struggle. If it means starting by you can start by selling of pure water, and you have to, the most importantly, you have to involve God in it. You can start by selling pure water for the sake of your children. You can go to any length to do a menial job to feed those children, for you to be able to get something that your children will eat, and you can squeeze to pay your children's school fees. There are so many things you can go out there to do. You can involve yourself in a trade. You can go out to learn a handwork that you can start with, for you to be able to take care of your children. You cannot just sit and allow your children to starve to death. Go out there, hustle. It's not only men that can hustle and take care of the family. You as a woman, you can also go out there to hustle to take care of your children. Don't just rely. If your husband is not taking care of your children, if he has abandoned you people totally, you will not abandon your children. You will not, for the sake of your husband, my own has finished. No, you cannot be my husband all the time. If he is not caring for you, you as a woman, you also have a hand. You have two legs. Go out there, hustle for the sake of your children. Put your children in mind. Let them be the first thing in your mind. Go out there, hustle, and try to earn a living for you and your children. And with God, you will see all things will go well.
Very, very important. Very, very important. Thank you so much, Lillian, for that wonderful opinion. You see, there's depression in this kind of issue. There are women that are so, vulnerable in marriage. They hardly get something doing. They are so dependent on their husband on every single thing. As a married woman, you can do something even in your marriage. If your husband is supplying all the needs, you can also do something to earn something for your own self. And money that is earned by your own self brings a kind of satisfaction. You have this kind of self-worth. Yeah, this one is coming from me. And it gives you that confidence. So it is good. Do not totally be a housewife. Do not be a total dependent. All right? This is going to lead you to trauma, depression, and some women may even, commit suicide in the process, because out there is not easy. It's not easy. And if you're not used to hustling, trying to make a living for your own self, it will be so difficult for you out there. Alright, so to avoid all this depression and all that, you just need to step up and do something. There's something you can do, and all the things she have said, you can try. Alright, just find any that suits you. Find one that is convenient for you. And I am also of this opinion that education is very, very important. If you're educated, it's more easier for you to get something to do than a woman who is not educated. Alright, you stand more chances as an educated woman. So education is very, very important as well. Alright, so very, very important. I would like you to take this thing very, very serious. And if you apply this to your life, I bet you have all things falling in pleasant places for you. You will live. And like she said, involve God. Present it to God in prayer. The first episode I told you that we need to pray in everything. There's nothing we can handle of our own. Engage God in it and you'll see it. And in this kind of issues, God sees that women are vulnerable. He won't leave you as that woman. He won't leave you. I bet you on this. Just try. You are out there listening. You can do something and you can have a fulfilled life, even outside of your marriage. Okay? So, Malina, one more question. You see, the singles, people that are yet to get married, looking at all these issues going on in marriages, some are discouraged already. Some says, if this is all about marriage, if this is the worth of marriage, then I'd rather remain single for the rest of my life. No. That thought is from the pit of hell, because God's original plan for marriage is glory. So glorious. Okay, so do not be discouraged. So I would like you to still tell the single ones what to do before going into marriage in order to avoid some of these issues. So what can you tell, let's say, your younger brother who is yet to get married, or your younger sister who is yet to get married? What would you tell them to look out for before going into marriage?
Okay, as a single lady, once you see a man, what most ladies do this time, all they want is money. Once they see that somebody have money, that is all. That is not all. Before you get married, you have to look at the person's character. In fact, you have to start from the way he talks, the way he eats, and the way he relates with people. You have to start checking all those things before jumping into marriage. You cannot just look at somebody and conclude, oh yes, this person have money, and the next thing you jump into marriage. That is wrong. You have to look at the person's character, look at his his dislikes, and in fact, as in everything about the person, you have to check out for red flags. Don't just, okay, this one I can manage, this one I can manage. There are some kind of behaviors you will see in a man, and you say, this one I can manage.
Yes.
Let me tell you, whatever you are seeing in a relationship, once you people get married, it will be double of whatever character the person is displaying.
Yes.
In courtship. You have to be very careful. See those red flags. Those red flags, they must be there. You must see them. So whatever you see and you don't like, you discuss it, and you people have to iron it out. Don't just say, okay, I can manage this one, I can manage this one. Whatever you think you can manage in relationship, in marriage, it will be worse, it will be double. So you have to look out, and you yourself, you must know what you want. And once you see that this man is not what you want, you try to walk away. Or you people can sit and discuss, and if it is what you people can iron out, just try to iron it out. Don't just say, okay, let me go and manage. Marriage is not what you go and manage.
That means if you manage in the relationship,
if you manage in the relationship,
you're ready to manage it in
the
marriage. Yes.
Be ready to manage it in marriage. And whatever you are managing in relationship, just know that what you will go and face in marriage, it will be worse.
A double of it.
It will be double of what you are managing. So please, once you are in a relationship, try as much as possible. Nobody is 100%. You cannot get 100%, but try some kind of things that you know that, yes, I will not be able to take this one, I will not be able to tolerate this one. Try and walk away. If people cannot iron it out, sometimes you people can see, maybe some persons may have a bad character, they will not know about it. But if you call the person attention, this thing you are doing is not good, this thing you are doing is not good, and the person agree, okay, yes, we will work it out, and people are able to iron it out, fine. But if it is what this is me, this is what I want, no. If the person refuse to do away with the bad character, the one that that, yes, you will not be able to take this one, like you are in a relationship and your boyfriend is humanizing, chasing after girls up and down, and you say, this one, let me just manage. You cannot manage such thing, because it will go a long way. And once people enter marriage, you know that the man would definitely go out, and that going out, maybe it will be worse than what he was doing in a relationship. So try as much as possible that for you to avoid the things that you cannot manage. Try and get the right person, and before you do that, you have to be very prayerful. Before you get into a relationship, before you get into marriage, before the relationship will lead to marriage, you have to confirm from God. You have to ask God, is this the right partner? Don't just jump into marriage. You have to hear from God first. Be prayerful and ask God, this is the person I want to settle down with. Is this the right person? And when God say no, don't insist. Hear to the word of God. That is the most important part. Go into prayer. Ask God, this person I'm about to get married to, is this the right person? Seek from God first before jumping into marriage.
Very, very important. Thank you so much, Mamili, and your opinions, they are so wonderful and encouraging also. It's nothing but the plain truth. He that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor from the Lord. Okay, so when you have that someone, come to God first. This person I'm about to take a step with, is he the right one? God answers prayers. He is still the same God yesterday, today, and even tomorrow. He answered those yesterday, He'll answer us today, and He will answer those that will come tomorrow. Alright? So He will show you. He will show you. Definitely He will show you. Bring it before Him. Don't do it without Him. You need Him if you really want a godly and a good marriage. Okay, so those of you that are single, I hope you've gotten this, and I hope you have had a change of mind that there is still good in marriage, and God is still highly involved in good marriages. Okay, so this is it. So after this video, the next one, I'm going to be analyzing the things that that woman, that wife, that mother that's been thrown out of the house with her children to do. I'm going to be just analyzing the points one after the other based on the opinion I've gotten. Okay, so I'll give you the final conclusion on this. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam
You're
Yanasa.
welcome.